Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Butt Fumble Sports Daily Show. On what's one of the most special days of the year, it is truly college basketball Christmas. Santa is bringing his brackets in just a couple of hours, and we couldn't be more excited for all of those reveals, those unveilings to be done. I am so excited to be with you guys today. Butt Fumble Sports is live right now across TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, and I am so pumped for this Sunday. Obviously, it's bracketology, it's Bracket Sunday. Happy holidays to all those that celebrate that. For all those that are from the old island across the Atlantic, happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you out there. I've got my green on to celebrate the Celtic in me. But that said, we obviously have a lot to get to. We will be talking Celtics as well, but when it comes to the NBA, we'll be talking some NHL and, of course, giving out college basketball picks too. I actually have all my picks loaded up today. I don't have the NBA completely figured out, but we're going to give out our college basketball and our NHL picks right away to start off the show. So if you're just joining us now, don't go anywhere because we are going to be giving out our picks any moment now once we wrap up this opening intro. With that said, Butt Fumble Sports is a sports content company created by a sports fan for you guys, for you real sports fans at home. We talk sports every day, fantasy sports, sports betting. We do a lot of research here. So hopefully you guys hit that follow button. Hopefully you subscribe. I love seeing a lot of familiar faces in the chat, handles that I see every single time I come live. It's great to know we're building such a great community of sports fans, whether we're in fantasy football season, college basketball season, or obviously over the summer when we talk a lot of NBA, NHL playoffs, and MLB regular season. Great to have you with us. Hope you guys are pumped for the show. I certainly am. We've got a lot to get to. We're going to look at Outlier, our sports betting research tools. Just as a reminder, we use Outlier, Outlier, great sports betting research tool, and killersports.com, KILLER sports.com. We're going to be giving out picks. To start the show, I actually wanted to give out picks right away to say thank you for you guys tuning in. I know I haven't been as good about giving out my picks early on in the show, so I'm just going to put them all up on the board, everybody. For those that follow me on the SHARPZ app, you already have seen these. If you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen these. But let me put out my college basketball picks for everybody who's watching now. I like Auburn on the money line, everybody. Certainly a tough game to bet. I think Florida could keep this one close, but I will take Auburn on the money line. I also like in the Duquesne VCU game, I like the under 131.5. I would also take it at under 133.5 if you're going to put it into a parlay. Again, we're giving out college basketball picks, just giving them out right away. We've already done our research on it while I was on the treadmill. I was on my tablet putting in all the research we normally do. I like UAB on the money line. But I also like Temple plus 10.5. So UAB on the money line, Temple plus 10.5. And I like Illinois to win the Big Ten Conference Championship. I have Illinois on the money line. So really quick, just as a reminder for all of those that just joined, here's a recap of all the picks I just gave out. I like Auburn on the money line, Duquesne VCU under 131.5, UAB on the money line, Temple plus 10.5, and Illinois on the money line. Certainly hope those picks go well for everybody. Again, my picks are based on research and trends, data that we put together and look at every single day here. So they're never my favorite team or a player I like, a coach I feel favorably about. It's always about where the data is leading us. We want to have a multitude of different data points to look at. When we have that kind of consensus, that's why I put certain picks together. So if you follow any of my picks, just know you're following data and trends. Sometimes those don't hold true. They did yesterday in college basketball. They didn't really hold true in the NHL. So that's an example of sometimes we give out picks that maybe you don't want to follow. And I say that trying to be forthright with you guys. We give out picks based on trends. If you guys feel strongly about it, maybe our pick is a reason to validate what you're thinking. But you don't have to follow every one of our picks. If you want to fade them, I totally understand. Completely up to you. I do have NHL picks that I just posted up as well. Let me go through our NHL picks. I know John just joined, so he'll be happy to hear this. I'm going to give out my NHL picks right away. We have a bit of a shorter show, so I just gave out college basketball. I'm going to give out the NHL picks. I've already done my research on it, so here are my NHL picks for the day. I like the Rangers on the money line, everybody. Rangers on the money line. Did us right yesterday. We like them again today. Rangers on the money line. Thanks so much, John, for the money gun. Next pick that we like is Devils, plus 1.5. So first was Rangers on the money line. Next one is Devils, plus 1.5. Next pick that we're going to put up on the board is going to be the Hurricanes and Senators under 6.5. Under 6.5 for Hurricanes and Senators. We'll get to some LGP Elite. I'll actually get to some rants today because I did want to make some time to kind of review what's going on in the sports world. Just again, a recap of the NHL picks we've given out so far. Rangers on the money line. Devils plus 1.5. Hurricanes under 6.5. Next bet that I like is Jets, Blue Jackets under 6.5. So it was Hurricanes and Senators under 6.5. Jets and Blue Jackets under 6.5. Next one that I'm going with is Red Wings plus 1.5. Red Wings plus 1.5. Followed by the Blackhawks on the money line. Don't love the Blackhawks, but I am going to take them on the money line today. All the trends went in that direction. That's one, again, where maybe you guys want to sit on the sidelines for it, but if the trends all line up in the same way, I do take Blackhawks on the money line. And the last NHL pick that we're going to put up on our big board for the day is Ducks and Blues under 6.5. Let me recap all the picks we've given out so far. I'll start with the college basketball picks we gave out. I like Auburn on the money line. I like Duquesne VCU under 131.5. I like UAB on the money line. I like Temple plus 10.5. I like Illinois on the money line. Those are the college basketball picks we like today. Now, as for the NHL, the NHL picks that we're going with today, we like Rangers on the money line. Devils plus 1.5. Hurricanes Senators under 6.5. Jets Blue Jackets under 6.5. Red Wings plus 1.5. Blackhawks on the money line. And Ducks Blues under 6.5. So we've given out college basketball picks. We've given out NHL picks. Great to see you guys with us. User 1769, Gators will be in the Final Four. Been saying it for a month now. Watch. Well, I'm sure you put down $1 or $2 on that. That would certainly get great return. Florida's impressed me during the tournament. There have been a couple teams with how they performed over the tournament certainly have my attention as we get ready to fill in some brackets later this evening. Appreciate you guys being with us. Someone asked my reaction. Someone wanted my reaction to Justin Fields being traded. First of all, I think the Bears actually did right by Justin Fields. Rarely do I say that about an NFL team and how they deal with a player. I think the Chicago Bears actually did do right by Justin Fields by finding a trade partner. They didn't need to. I actually think it was a stupid, irresponsible, short-sighted move by the Chicago Bears. They were so focused on doing right by Justin Fields that they didn't get the best return possible. I understand that they have the chance of maybe getting a 4th-round pick for him if he somehow plays 51% of the snaps next year. But overall, I just can't see why the Bears would have done this. By keeping both Fields and having Caleb Williams, at least for training camp, you increase his value again. Right now, you have to think of Justin Fields' trade value as like an inverted bell curve. It started at a certain level, it then dropped heavily as teams recognized that there just wasn't a market for him. There weren't a lot of teams bidding, so the price went down and down and down. It finally found its low point, which I feel like was a 6th-round pick after the New England Patriots traded Mac Jones for a 6th-round pick. So we kind of knew a 6th-round pick was the floor. Now, all you have is time for that market to come back up. I don't understand why the Bears decided to do what they were going to, why they decided to trade him. If you wait until after the draft, you didn't get a pick for this year's draft anyways. So if you had just waited until training camp, his value goes back up. Someone gets injured in training camp, and then you can trade him to that team. It makes absolutely no sense to me why the Bears did this other than unbelievable loyalty to the player and giving Justin Fields the opportunity to go relaunch his career. That's crazy to me. I actually can justify a management versus labor approach when it comes to the NFL. They have a monopoly. They have such control. Why would you just give up Justin Fields for a 6th round pick? Again, at best, it's a 4th round pick next year. And with that said, if, say, Russell Wilson were to get hurt in the first 3 weeks of the season and Justin Fields takes over, you could have still traded Justin Fields then. His value just would have been incredibly high. I don't understand this one, from a Bears perspective. For Justin Fields, I think it's fantastic. First of all, Mike Tomlin's the right coach for him. Second of all, Russell Wilson's the perfect quote-unquote mentor, given the situation. Russell Wilson's only going to be in Pittsburgh for 1 year unless he balls out and they sign him to an extension. I think the chances of that are very, very low. So Justin Fields and Russell Wilson are both kind of on a 1-year test. If either one of these lottery tickets hits, the Steelers have their next quarterback for the next 2, 3, 4 years. So I think it's absolutely a brilliant move by the Steelers. I think it actually works in Justin Fields' advantage. Russell Wilson being of an age, level of experience, he'll be more willing to I think, mentor Justin Fields than he was willing to mentor Kenny Pickett, or maybe Kenny Pickett was willing to hear from Russell Wilson. So I just think there's a lot of reasons why the trade makes sense for everybody but the Chicago Bears. I feel like the Chicago Bears were very short-sighted. Frankly, I don't really get it. Didn't make a lot of sense to me. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you guys are loving the conversation and loving the show. If there are some topics that you'd love for me to rant about or that you want to come on the air and talk to me about, more than happy to do that. More than happy to have you guys join the show. Love talking some sports with you guys whenever you want to join. So, if you do want to join the show, I think it takes 1,000 followers on TikTok to be able to do that. But if you want to join the show, hit me up. More than happy to have you come on. We could talk some sports for a few minutes. With that said, we are going to get back to doing our research. We're going to focus on the NBA. We've done NHL picks. Those picks are already up on the SHARPZ app. They're already up on my Instagram. We'll also recap those in just a little bit. I do already have my college basketball and NHL picks up there, but the NBA, I haven't yet. I've been waiting on injury reports. So with the first tip-off of the Suns and Bucks coming in just about an hour and 10 minutes, we're going to go through that game. Then we have 2, 4, 6 more games after that as well. What happened yesterday? User 72. It was weird in that we hit some of the favorites, but the ones we missed, like Rockets and the Golden State Warriors, kind of blew up a number of the parlays we had. So not a great day for us. The Trailblazers also, think the Trailblazers were going to cover that massive spread. That was one in which we followed the trends a little too much, but logic would have told us, just don't take that bet. So we learn, we move on, try to get better with the next day's worth of work. Let's look at the Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks. Suns are getting more action when it comes to the money. 84% of the tickets, thanks Jennifer. 84% of the money is on the Suns to win. 90% of the money is on the Suns to cover. The under is getting a bit more love. Let's look at the injury report for Suns and Bucks. This opened as a Bucks as a 4-point favorite. It's since come down to 3.5. Let's look at the injury report right now. Good news for the Suns. Damian Lee is the only one. Damian Lee, Josh Okogie. Those are the only 2 listed. So you've got a full Death Star lineup for the Suns. This is one of the few times we've actually seen everybody for the Suns be healthy in a marquee game. Kind of excited about that. As for the Bucks, Giannis, game time decision with left hamstring. Malik Beasley, game time decision with back spasms. So there's a little bit of concern from the Bucks side, at least in terms of health. LGP Elite. We'll talk about that in one quick second. Want to do this game first. Let's go look at some trends, everybody. Again, I'm going over to killersports.com. I just want to see how these 2 teams have done against each other and then in various situations over the last few months. So we look at the Suns, we look at the Bucks. How have these 2 teams done against each other over the last few years? And let's say in Milwaukee, opposing team. Oh, that's fine. Hold on, I'm screwing up right now. Okay. Oh, wait. Whoa. Team, Suns, opposing team. There you go. There we go. Okay. So, in the last 6 meetings between these two teams in Milwaukee, the Bucks have actually won 5 of the last 6 games, and they've covered 4 of the last 6 games, only failing to cover once, and that came back in 2020. Now, the under's been a very good play between the two teams. Maybe you don't have the same level of confidence in Bucks and Suns today. The reason for that is the injury report kind of favoring the Suns, not favoring the Bucks. So maybe you're a little bit nervous about that. But one thing I would definitely say is I love the under. The under was something I did research prior to the show, and the under was just one that really caught my attention. Let's take a look at, since the start of 2024, how have the Suns been on the road? 10-8 overall, 8-10 straight against the spread, and the under has been a winner at 11-7. Now, as road underdogs, Suns have gone 3-3 straight up and against the spread, but the under's gone 4-2. Again, the under's been a slightly better play when we've been looking at both the Suns when they've gone to Milwaukee and the Suns when they've been on the road as an underdog. Let's look at the Bucks as a home favorite. Under has been on fire. 5 straight games in a row, the under is hit when the Bucks are a home favorite. Let's just look into a few more trends here. When the Suns have had a spread between, let's say, 3 and 5. When the Bucks have had a spread between 3 and 5, that's not what we want though. It's 2. Okay, we'll bring it down even more. So when the Bucks have had a spread between 2 and 5 points, they've gone 2-3 straight up, 2-3 against the spread, but the under's gone 4-1. The under continues to look like a really strong play. Let's flip it around right now, and let's look at when the Bucks are a favorite of 2 to 5 points since the start of 2024. The under actually is split at 4-4. The Bucks have gone 6-2 straight up, 5-3 against the spread. I like the under in this game. It's certainly the one that I have the most confidence in. Part of me wants to take the Bucks. If I knew that Giannis was fully healthy and going to play, I would like the Bucks on the money line. But given that he's questionable, I'm going to avoid it for now. The total opened at 232.5, has since come down to 228.5. I like it at the 232.5, but I can also get it at 234 as a good parlay play. So Suns, Bucks, under 232.5. I would also go under 234 as a parlay play. That's our first pick of the day. Now for a quick rant, LGP Elite is saying, thoughts on PGA versus LIV leagues. Is PGA falling behind in talent? Absolutely. I think the PGA Tour is cooked. And I think that we're going to find out that while all of this anti-Saudi Arabia sport washing conversation continues to grow, and justifiably so, I feel very strongly about not conceding all of sports to Saudi Arabia, for a number of reasons. But money talks. Money wins. And I feel like LIV Golf, which really has no business succeeding, is because the money is there. And they are just going to buy people. And they are going to buy athletes. And they're going to buy leagues. And they're going to buy all the brands that in sports matter. Whether they bring them to Saudi Arabia or they just own them from afar, don't be surprised if we are entering a brand new century in terms of sports ownership and where the actual leader and owner resides. Because there'll be less and less in Europe, less and less in the United States, and more in the Middle East. But I think LIV is one. I think LIV is one because, one, they're not going away, and two, they forced the PGA Tour to kind of come down from their superior position. I don't want to say a pedestal, but what was thought to be the moral high ground. The PGA Tour has lost it, and LIV Golf, even though I think they're despicable, a lot of reason to believe that they're going to win out. Brett, Florida, Auburn spread. I didn't take the spread on this one. I'm nervous about Florida. They've been doing such a good job covering the spread over the last few weeks. I do have Auburn to win, but I'm nervous about the spread, so I didn't touch it. We're going to get to player prop bets in just a little bit. Didn't you say Bucks had not covered as a road favorite earlier this year? Yeah, but they're at home. They're at home today. That's why that's not the concern. So you're totally right. When they've been a home favorite, hasn't been a good one, young Jeezy, but today they're at home. So different scenario. That's why that trend isn't applicable. Brett, how about the over on Florida Auburn? Again, a game I'm not touching, in part because Florida burned me a little bit yesterday. I didn't expect them to hit the over so easily, and I feel like I'm underestimating Florida's offense, so I'm avoiding the total in that game. The college basketball picks that I gave out earlier today are Auburn on the money line, Duquesne VCU under 131.5, UAB on the money line, Temple plus 10.5, and Illinois on the money line. Those are the bets that I'm making today. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you guys are enjoying the conversation in the show. If there are any topics that you want us to rant about, we are going to hit those. Just throw them in the comments section. Love talking sports with you guys. Let's get to the next NBA game. We're going to go Heat and Pistons next. We have about an hour before tip-off of the Suns and Bucks. So if you're here for player prop bets for that game, don't worry. We'll get to that as well. We're going to go through all the NBA games first, in part because it helps us kind of learn what the different lines are as well as the injury report. Then we'll circle back around to player prop bets afterwards. Miami Heat go up to Detroit to play the Pistons. Heat are a 6.5-point favorite. 97% of the tickets are on the Heat to win. 69% of the money is on the Heat to win. So Pistons getting a bit more love from the money when it comes to the money line. As for the spread, 68% of the tickets are on the Miami Heat. Let's take a look at the injury report, everybody. Jimmy Butler is out. Jimmy Butler is out. No longer a game-time decision. Jimmy Butler is out with a right foot bruise. Tyler Hero is out. Nikola Jokic is out. Kevin Love is out. So, some star power out for the Miami Heat. Again, Jimmy Butler is out today. As for the Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham is a game-time decision with left knee soreness. Quentin Grimes is out. Osir Thompson is out as well. But Cade Cunningham, game-time decision. That certainly impacts our thinking. One more time, Jimmy Butler not playing today. Miami Heat, Detroit Pistons. How have these two teams done against one another over the last few years? Miami Heat have dominated the series up in Detroit. Miami has gone 5-1 in the last 6 games they've played in Detroit. More notably, at least for me, the under has been a good play. The under's gone 4-2 in the last 6 meetings between the two teams. How have the Heat done as a road favorite so far in 2024? They've gone 4-1 straight up, 3-1 against the spread. And again, the most important note from this, the under has gone 5-0 in all 5 games that the Heat have been a road underdog in 2024. So this calendar year, if the Heat have been a road favorite, the unders hit all 5 times. Definitely has our attention. How about the Pistons as a home underdog? Let's go flip it around and look that. When the Pistons are a home underdog, they've gone 2-12 straight up. They've actually gone 8-6 against the spread, but not as good recently. In the last 6 games they've played as a home underdog, they've gone 2-4 against the spread. Another nice note and trend in favor of the under. The under has gone 8-5-1 when the Pistons have been a home underdog. Now, let's take a look at how the Pistons have done when they've had a spread, let's say between 5 and 7 points. So they've had a spread between 5 and 7 points just 3 times in 2024. They've gone 1-2. On the other side of things, when the Heat have been a favorite of between 5 and 7 points in 2024, the under's gone 2-0. I really want to look at one thing very, very quickly. I want to look at the total all season long. So all season long, when the Heat have had a total, let's say between 210 and let's say 215. The total right now I'm seeing is set at 214.5. No, it's supposed to be 210. Maybe I've got this wrong. Hold on one second. Heat season. There we go. Okay, when the Heat this season have had a total between 210 and 215, they've gone 5-6 straight up, 6-5 against the spread. The under has hit in 4 of the last 5. So, first bet that I like when it comes to this game, I like Heat and Pistons on the under. Heat Pistons on the under feels like a strong play. The total for this right now is set at 214.5. Opened at 215.5, has since come down to 213.5, 214.5. Buying it up a little bit. You guys know how we do. I like it at under 218.5, under 219.5. So I'll go under 218.5, under 219.5 as maybe a parlay play. But with no Jimmy Butler, Cade Cunningham questionable, and the under already a very strong play, feel good about this one. Now, I do like the Miami Heat to win. Miami Heat on the money line, I do like that play. I understand why it may not be as attractive given the situation. A little bit of risk here, but I do like the Heat on the money line. Just a lot of data to suggest that's still a good play. So again, we've done 2 NBA games so far. Suns Bucks under 232.5. Heat Pistons under 218.5. And the Heat on a money line. The Cooper movie, happy St. Patty's Day to you. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody who's celebrating. Obviously, that's why I've got my green on today. We will be talking some Celtics in just a moment, but I want to, before we do that, just celebrate all those out there who come from the Emerald Isle. I hope all of you are having a great day. And remember, drink responsibly, be careful out there, get home safe, and enjoy the holiday, but make sure you're safe and ready for Monday. With that said, let's go to our next NBA game. Again, if any of you guys have any questions or if there are any topics that you want us to rant about across the sports world, just hit us up. We love talking sports with you guys. If any of you guys want to join the show as a guest, feel free to hit us up. Love taking callers on TikTok. So more than happy to talk sports with you guys in any way you want. Let's look at the Nuggets and the Mavericks, everybody. Nuggets are a 3.5-point favorite. Really interesting right now where the money's coming down. Oh, what were the 2 unders? Really quick as a recap. For Suns and Bucks, it's under 232.5. Under 232.5. The next one was Heat and Pistons under 218.5. Under 218.5. We also like the Heat on the money line. Jose, I talked about that just a moment ago. I think the Bears made a big mistake. They were doing right by Justin Fields, but frankly, they weren't doing right by the Chicago Bears. I don't think they got enough, and I thought they could have waited on trading him until training camp. Someone gets hurt, and then all of a sudden his value goes back up. I thought the Bears were trying. The only thing that I like that the Bears did is they made it clear that Caleb Williams is the guy. Only thing I like about it is the Bears made it known that from this point on, Caleb Williams, this is your team. DJ Moore and Keenan Allen, all of his teammates don't have to talk about, well, who would you rather have as your quarterback? Like, all of that is put to bed. You don't have any of the QB controversy. So in that way, I think the Bears did a smart thing in some small way in that they just ended the controversy and now it's Caleb Williams' team. But in terms of getting the best return for the asset that they traded, no, I thought the Bears failed. I thought the Bears were short-sighted and too quick to pull the trigger. That's my reaction to it. Okay, let's look at Nuggets and Mavericks, everybody, in the NBA today. Crazy where the money's coming down. Nuggets are a 3.5-point favorite, but 99% of the money is on the Dallas Mavericks. You heard that right. 67% of the tickets are on the Mavericks to win. 99% of the money is on the Mavericks to win. As for the spread, though, 67% of the tickets are on the Nuggets. 95% of the money's on the Nuggets. So the money is going in opposite directions on this one. Definitely a tricky spot to be in. Z, really appreciate the kind words. Always nice to know that we have some folks out there that love watching the show and really get a lot out of it. So really appreciate Z's comments. Big shout out to all of our loyal viewers. It's wonderful talking sports with you guys every day. I hope you get as much entertainment and information out of it as I intend you to, or intend to put out there. I'm just so grateful to have you guys with us. Let's look at the injury report really quick for Nuggets and Mavericks. So, interestingly enough, no noted injuries for the Nuggets in this game. Meanwhile, Luka Doncic is a game-time decision with left hamstring soreness. Dante Exum is a game-time decision with a right foot sprain. So the star power could potentially be is questionable right now for the Mavericks. No such injuries for the Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets have a clean sheet when it comes to the injury report. That definitely stands out to me. Let's take a quick look at how these two teams have done against each other historically down in Dallas. Thanks, Jennifer. So, these two teams have met 5 times since 2020 in Dallas. The Mavericks have gone 3-2, both straight up and against the spread. Anytime a team has won this game, they have also covered the spread. So that's interesting to note. If you like a team to win, you might like them to cover the spread as well. As for the total, the over's gone 3-2 in the last 5 meetings. Not enough there for me to get excited. When the Nuggets have been an away favorite in 2024, they have gone 7-2 straight up. They've won their last 4 games as a road favorite, and they've covered in all 4 games. The under has gone 6-3 over their last 9 games as a road favorite. How about the Dallas Mavericks? When the Mavericks have been a home underdog so far in 2024, they've gone 4-4 straight up, 4-4 against the spread. They've actually just won 1 of their last 5 games as a home underdog, only covering the spread that one time. That was against the Thunder that was February 10th. The Mavericks haven't been a home underdog since February 10th. So interesting there, but they don't have a great record in that situation. The under, by the way, has gone 5-3 when the Mavericks are a home underdog. Let's take a look when the spread is set between 3 and let's say 5. So, when the Mavericks so far in 2024 have had a spread between 3 and 5 points like it is today, they have gone 2-4 straight up. They've lost their last 4 games in that situation. The over-under split at 3-3. Looking at it now, when the Nuggets have been a favorite of 3 points to let's say 5 points, they have won every single game. The Nuggets have gone 5-0 straight up when they've been a favorite of between 3 and 5 points. The under has gone 4-1. Really quick, one last thing I want to look at is the total. When the total is set, let's say between 227 and 230, how have these teams performed? The Nuggets, when they've had a total between 227 and 230, they've gone 8-3 straight up. The under has gone 8-3. Again, the under has been a good play in this one. As for the Mavericks, they've gone 6-3 straight up when they've had a total between 227 and 230. And the over has gone 5-3-1. Really quick, I just want to see when the total's been set. Interesting to note, when the Mavericks have had a total between 227 and 230 in this whole season, and they've been an underdog, they've gone 0-2. This is the bet that I would put out there. I'm going to take the Nuggets on the money line. Nuggets on the money line. I'll also take Nuggets and Mavericks under. And I'll say under 230.5. Let's look at what it's being offered at right now. I can get a better spot than that. This opened at 225.5, has since gone up to 229.5. Love the line movement. It's working in my favor. I'll go under 234.5. That's Nuggets, Mavericks under 234.5. I'm also willing to take a bit of a chance. I won't just take Nuggets on the money line. I'll take Nuggets minus 1.5. Like I said, the team that wins this game often also covers, so I like it. Jennifer, I can give you my name. My name's Wyatt, but feel free to refer to me as the guy at Butt Fumble Sports. The name of the company and the brand is far more important than me. Appreciate you guys being with us. We are going to get to our next NBA game, and then after that, we will recap all the picks that we've given out in the NBA so far. We have 4 more games in the NBA to get to. Then we'll do some player prop bets. Next game we're going to focus on is Raptors and Magic. These two teams played recently up in Toronto. This game is going to be in Orlando. So Raptors, Magic, when these two teams have played down in Orlando, the Magic have actually won the last 3 games between the two teams in Orlando, covering all 3 times. The under has gone 3-2 in the last few meetings between the two teams in Orlando. When the Raptors have been a road underdog so far in 2024, The Raptors have gone 5-12 straight up, but they've gone 11-6 against the spread. Over is hit 12 out of the 17 times they've played as a road underdog. So, kind of interesting to note there. Raptors and the to cover and the over, getting a little bit of love from those trends. How about the Magic? When the Magic have been a home favorite in 2024, they've gone 8-0 straight up and 8-0 against the spread. Let me repeat that for you guys. The Magic, as a home favorite this calendar year, are undefeated. 8-0 straight up, 8-0 against the spread. Really interesting there. The under-over play has gone 4-4, so nothing we can take from it. Crazy spread on this game. It's 12.5. So we're going to look at when the total is between 12 and when the line's between 12 and 13 points when the Raptors are an underdog. Interesting to note, Raptors, when they've had a spread between 10 and 13 points, have gone 0-3. So a lot of these trends right now are favoring the Magic on the money line. Will that continue? When the Magic have had a spread of between 10 points and let's say 13 as a favorite, they've gone 2-0 and they've covered the spread both times. I'm not gonna touch the spread, though I feel like the Magic could easily cover this. I feel like, really quick, let's look at the injury report. RJ Barrett is out still with personal reasons. Jakob Poeltl is out. Jonathan Isaac is out for the Magic. That's the only injury for the Magic. I love the Magic on the money line. This is probably my favorite bet of the day. Magic on the money line. I also think the Magic can cover this spread. Am I going to bet it? I'm kind of on the fence. It opened at 11.5. It went up to 12.5. Personally, you guys know I don't love a line of that size. But if I could get the Magic at minus 8.5, I actually feel like that's a play worth making. I'm not going to put it up on the board, but for those curious, Magic minus 8.5 would be actually attractive to me. As for the total in this one, not going to touch it. Not going to touch it. Kind of on the fence. Don't have really good indication as to which way this one's going to go. I will just plug in the total really quick. So when the total's been between 215 and let's say 218 for the Raptors, so far this season, they've gone 1-4 straight up. The over-under has been at 2-3. Not good enough there. How about the Magic? When the Magic have had a total between 215, 218, they've gone 7-3 straight up, 7-3 against the spread. Magic on the money line, guys. Magic on the money line. Absolutely love it. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Let me recap all of the NBA picks that we put up on the board. So here's a recap of all of our NBA picks so far. We like the Suns and Bucks under 232.5. Suns and Bucks under 232.5. We like the Heat on the money line. We like Heat and Pistons under 218.5. We have the Nuggets on the money line. We have the Nuggets minus 1.5. We have Nuggets and Mavericks under 234.5. And we have the Magic on the money line. We also gave out some NHL picks earlier in the show. We took Rangers on the money line, Devils plus 1.5, Hurricanes and Senators under 6.5, Jets and Blue Jackets under 6.5, Red Wings plus 1.5, Blackhawks on the money line, and the Ducks and Blues under 6.5. Finally, we did give out college basketball picks as well. Here's a quick recap of those. We took Auburn on the money line. We took Duquesne VCU under 131.5. We took UAB on the money line. We took Temple plus 10.5. And we took Illinois on the money line. That's a recap of all the picks we've given out so far. If you ever miss any of my bets or picks and you want to get all of them, just DM me on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports is the name of my company. It's the name of my handle across all of my platforms. Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. Just DM me. I give away my picks for free. I never, ever, ever charge for my picks. I never want you guys to pay for them. I give away my picks for free. So if you want to see the picks that I'm making based on trends, data, analytics, just DM me on Instagram. Gavin, we'll get to player prop bets in just a little bit. We have 3 more NBA games to get to before we do player prop bets. Next game we're going to focus on, it's a luck of the Irish thing. We like, it's Celtics, it's Wizards. We probably like the Celtics, but we'll dive into it. Gavin, love the take. Let's look at Celtics, and let's look at Wizards. Celtics and Wizards on this St. Patrick's Day. As you can maybe hear the helicopters overhead here in New York City. Obviously, a lot of Irish out in the streets, which means a lot of crazy going on today. Celtics, when they played the Wizards in Washington, have actually gone just 2-3 straight up and 2-3 against the spread in the last 5 games they've played in Washington, D.C. Celtics, as a road favorite so far in 2024, have gone 12-4 straight up, 9-6 against the spread. They've won and covered in the last 3 games straight on the road as a favorite. The under has gone 10-6 so far this year when they've been a road favorite, and the under has gone 5-1 in the last 6 games they've played as a road favorite. How about the Wizards as a home underdog? Wizards as a home dog so far in 2024 are 0-13. The Wizards have not won a game as a home underdog all year long. So that's in 2024. The straight up record 0-13. They have gone 4-9 against the spread. They have won just 2 games, they've just covered 2 games since January 24th as a home underdog. The under has gone 10-3, by the way. So the under getting a little bit of love. Certainly the Celtics on the money line. I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one. Celtics on the money line goes up on the big board. Absolutely love that one. Maybe a Magic on the money line. Celtics on the money line. 2-leg parlay. Maybe something to consider for today. Let's take a look at when the Wizards have been an underdog between 10 and 13 points. They have gone all season long, they have gone 1-10. 1-10 when they've had a spread between 10 and 13 points as an underdog. They have gone 7-4 against the spread. If you want to take them as a cover play, they've actually covered 4 of their last 5 games when they've had a spread of this great a margin. The under has gone 8-3. Let's take a look at the Celtics. When the Celtics have been a favorite of between 10 and 13 points, Celtics have gone 6-0. 6-0. So Celtics on the money line, along with Magic on the money line, have to be 2 of my favorite bets today. The under has gone 5-1 when the Celtics have had a spread of 10 to 13 points. So a lot of reasons to like the under as well. Before we actually officially put that on the board, I just want to study it a little bit. Let's see when the total has been between 227 and 230. How have the Wizards done? Wizards, when the total's been between 227 and 230, they've gone 2-4 straight up, 2-4 against the spread, and the under's gone 5-2. Sorry, the under's gone 4-2. So again, the under has good trends behind it. Celtics, the over's been a slightly better play when they've had a total of this mark. Now, they've gone 9-1 straight up. The over's gone 6-4, and the over has hit in 5 of their last 6 games with this total. That does include a game that went to overtime, just kind of note. Okay, thanks, Jeff. Really appreciate you, Jeff. Thanks for supporting the channel and supporting me and the show and everything else. Appreciate you. Let's get to work right now. I like Celtics on the money line. Let's check the injury report. I failed to do that when we first looked at it. Let's look at the injury report. Jaylen Brown is out. Kristaps Porzingis is out. Derek White is out. Wow. So, glad we checked it. Jaylen Brown out. Kristaps Porzingis out. Derek White is out. Marvin Bagley, game time decision. Tyus Jones, game time decision. Landry Shamet, game time decision. Isaiah Livers is out for the season. There's a lot of reason to actually think the Wizards could cover a spread today. I'm taking Celtics on the money line. I'm taking the Celtics on the money line. But man, this spread was 17 points and since came down. You could get the Wizards at plus 17 for minus 205. I'm just saying. If you wanted to take the Wizards to cover, I wouldn't hate on it. I am going to take the under. It opened at 233.5, has since come down to 228.5. I'm going to take the under. I like it at that 233.5. That's what I'm going to take. Celtics, Wizards, under 233.5. So Celtics on the money line, despite Brown, Porzingis, and White being out, I still like the Celtics to win. Celtics Wizards under 233.5. Maybe you want to take the Wizards at like a plus 17.5. I feel like that's a safe play, but I like the Celtics on the money line. I'm going to ride with it. Two more games to get to. Nets and Spurs. Next one we're going to focus on. Spurs are getting a lot of love in terms of the tickets. Let's see if that holds up. Nets, Spurs, when these two teams have met in San Antonio over the last few years. Is this game at a neutral site? Yes, it is. It's at a neutral location. When the Nets have played the Spurs, regardless of location over the last few years, they've gone 6-1. Just kind of interesting there. Okay, when the Nets have been a favorite this year, because they're an underdog today. Interesting. When the Nets have been a favorite in 2024, they have gone 6-18. I got to admit, I'm not going to bet this game, guys. I don't like neutral site games. Yeah, I'm not betting this game. Nets and Spurs, I don't love it. There's something about this game that just worries me. I don't know what the conditions are. Obviously, it's in Austin, Texas. Interesting. Well, when the Spurs have been a favorite in 2024, the under's gone 4-0. The under has gone 4-0. The under's been a good play. Frankly, that's the only thing I kind of like in this one is the under. Let's take a quick look at it. When the Spurs have had a total between, let's say, 216 and 219, hasn't happened yet this year. Wow. When the Spurs have had a total between 216 and 223, they haven't won. They've gone 0-5. The under's gone 3-2. Only thing I'm going to take the under. Let's take a look. I looked at the injury report. Nothing stands out. Opened at 221.5, has since come down to 218.5. I'm going to take the under. I'll take under 223. So that's Nets, Spurs, under 223.5. Don't feel great about it. Again, neutral site, not as much we can take from it, but I'll take the under. We have one more game to get to, guys, and then we're going to do player prop bets. Hawks, Clippers, next game that we're going to focus on. Really quick, let's look at the injury report for this one. Let's see. James Harden's a game-time decision. Norman Powell's a game-time decision. So those are two players of note. Let's take a look at Hawks and Clippers over the last few years when they have met in Los Angeles. Travis, I don't know. Actually. I see them on DraftKings. That's why I take it. Hawks, Clippers, not a lot of history in LA over the last few years. Let's take a look at how the Hawks have done as a road underdog in 2024. Hawks have gone 2-5 straight up. The over's gone 4-3. They've gone 3-4 against the spread. How about the Clippers as a home favorite so far this calendar year? They have gone 9-5 straight up, 7-7 against the spread, 7-7 on the over-under. When the spread has been around 9.5 points, let's take a look at it. So when the Hawks have been an underdog between 8 and let's say 10 points, they've only played one game, they lost in the under hit. How about if I bump it up to 12 points? They've lost both of those times. How about if I drop it between 6 and 12 points? The Hawks have gone 1-4 straight up. The under's gone 4-1. Let's flip it around. When the Clippers have been a favorite of, let's say, between 7 and let's say 10 points, between 7 and 10 points, Clippers have gone 8-0 in that situation and 7-1 against the spread. I like Clippers on the money line, everybody. Clippers on the money line. Let's quickly look at the total. Right now I'm leaning towards the under, but let's take a look at it. When the total's been between 220 and 223 so far this season, all season long, Hawks have lost their last 3 games under that circumstance. They failed to cover the spread in the last 3. They've gone 3-2 overall during the season when they've had a total between 220 and 223. How about the Clippers? Clippers have gone actually just 3-2, 1-4 against the spread, and the over is hit. I will take the Clippers on the money line, but I'm not going to touch the total. So really quick, let's get a recap of all the picks that we made. I'm actually going to literally put in my bets right now as a means of recapping. That way I can get my picks in, and you guys can see them right away when I put them up. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Chris, I lean towards Bucks on the money line, but the money wasn't favoring it. I actually didn't put it up on my big board. I ended up taking the under. So, let's go put in our picks right now. This is a way I'll be recapping all of the picks that we have just made for the NBA. You guys ready? Okay, let's get at it. I think Bucks and Suns got taken off the board, by the way. There might be some injury report news in that one. Bucks and Suns, I'm not seeing on the board anymore. Guys, let us know if you're hearing any injury report news about Giannis Antetokounmpo. It may be impacting the Suns and the Bucks, because I'm not seeing that right now. Okay, if you can find it, I would take Suns and Bucks under 232.5. Suns, Bucks under 232.5. Next one, Heat and Pistons. Heat and Pistons. User 72, are they saying Giannis is out? If they're saying Giannis is out, absolutely take the under. Under 232.5 for that one. Under 232.5 for Suns and Bucks. Under 232.5. Frankly, I like under 231.5 as well. Okay, if Giannis is out, we like the Suns to cover. If Giannis is out, I'd flip it around, and I would take the Suns plus like 6.5, plus 5.5. I think Suns will cover this game without Giannis. Get in those bets now, guys. The under's a great play. Get the under in as fast as you can. Tommy's saying the under's dropped. So I got the under just now at under 232.5. I got it at minus 195 on DraftKings. So it's still available. Get it while you can. I also like Heat and Pistons. Heat and Pistons under 218.5. Heat and Pistons under 218.5. Heat, Pistons under 218.5. I also just did a parlay of Heat, Pistons under, Suns and Bucks under. As for the game pick, Suns are now a favorite. Suns are now a 2.5 point favorite in this game. We're just not going to take that. So I'm glad we didn't take the Bucks earlier. Suns are now a favorite. Suns are now a 2.5 point favorite. The total set at 227. I like it at the under 232.5 that we just had a moment ago. Okay, I would also take the Heat on the money line, everybody. Heat on the money line's the next pick we're putting out there. I like the Nuggets on the money line. Nuggets on the money line, next one that we're going with. I would also take the Nuggets at minus 1.5. Nuggets. Nuggets at minus 1.5. I do that one as well. Putting that pick out there. Next pick that we have is also for the Nuggets and the Mavericks. We like the under. We're taking the under 234.5. Nuggets, Mavericks under 234.5. Next pick that we're going to, we love the Magic on the money line, guys. Magic on the money line. I also love the Celtics on the money line. You might want to parlay those together. You're still probably looking for even better spots to take. Maybe you take Clippers, Celtics, and the Magic. If you parlay those together, it's a minus 172. So, kind of something to think about there. But, again, we like Clippers on the money line. We like Celtics on the money line. We like Magic on the money line. Just getting in all of my picks right now. We also like the under in the Celtics and Wizards game. We like Celtics and Wizards under 233.5. Celtics and Wizards under 233.5. I'm also going to do one quick Heavy load on the unders for these games. Under. Heat and Pistons under. Forgive me, I'm just putting in some bets. Oh, they locked me out of the Suns and the Bucks game. We also like the under in Nets and Spurs. Nets and Spurs under 223.5. So there you go. A lot of favorites, a lot of unders. Seems to be a very popular trend so far over the last few days. Okay, everybody. Those were our game picks. We're going to do some player prop bets now, everybody. We've given out our college basketball game picks. We've given out our NBA game picks. We've given out our NHL game picks. We have been doing some work, everybody. Now it's time to give out our player prop bets. These are obviously going to be impacted by a lot of the injuries that are out there. The injury report's going to impact this quite a bit. Marius, missed you, buddy. Great to see you back with the show. Okay, let's do some player prop bet work now, everybody. We're going to close up killersports.com. We're going to work exclusively out of Outlier. And again, we're going to look at player prop bets. Interesting where we go with this. So Giannis is out. Giannis is out. Didn't have a great matchup to begin with. But Malik Beasley has a good matchup. Let's take a look at Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley is on the injury report as a game time decision. So we're going to act like he's going to play. Obviously, if he doesn't, won't be counted against us. No, actually, not a good matchup. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. We got to pull up the proper thing over here. We look at points, rebounds, and assists. How we go about looking at our player prop bets, we look at points, rebounds, and assists. Which positions have the best matchups? Damian Lillard has a good matchup when it comes to points. Let's look at Dame Dalla when it comes to points. Set at 29.5. I don't love that at all. Let's take a look. When he's played without Giannis Antetokounmpo, Dame has actually hit over 30 points fairly consistently given his other trends. At home, Dame Lillard has gone over 29.5 points. How's that possible? It is, though. Damian Lillard, in his last 20 games without Giannis, that can't be. That can't be. Dame has like incredible point totals. How is that possible? He has gone over 29.5 points in 17 of his last 20 games without Giannis Antetokounmpo at home. Is that real? Apparently, Dame Lillard's like a great bet today on points. His point total right now, why is it 20? Did it just jump to 29.5? This is a bizarre one. Dame Lillard, without Giannis in the lineup, has been incredibly consistent. He's hit in 15 of his last 20 games without Giannis. But in 17 of his last 20 home games, he's hit this. Wow. I guess I like it at over 27.5. Like, I guess Dame Lillard's going to go off. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Didn't see that coming. Anyways, let's get back to doing our research. That one threw me for a loop. Let's look at the Suns. Dame Lillard, apparently over his point total, is a great play. I didn't see it coming. Okay. How about on the other side of things? Nurkic has got a great matchup on rebounds. Let's go look at Yusuf Nurkic. When it comes to rebounds, he's got a good matchup. His rebound total set at 14.5. Over 12.5 has been a pretty good play of late. On the road, not as good though. He has hit this in back-to-back games. He's He's got a good matchup with it. I kind of like it. I would take Nurkic over 12.5 rebounds. I would. Yeah, I would do that. Next one. Shooting guard. Grayson Allen's got a great matchup on points. On the road, 5 straight games he's gone over this. Grayson Allen over 9.5 points is a great play. Grayson Allen over 9.5 points is a great play. Grayson Allen over 9.5 points. Really strong play. Next one. Oh. Next one that we're going to look at. Bradley Beal. He's got a good matchup when it comes to points as well. I don't like it at 18.5 over 14.5. I love it. It's a great play there. Against the Bucks. It's a good play. Bradley Beal over 14.5 points. It's a good play. By the way, Durant, not a great play today. Just putting it out there. Okay, next one we're going to look at is Heat. The Miami Heat, and again, this is without Tyler Hero or Jimmy Butler. Bam Adebayo has a great matchup in terms of points and assists. Let's look at when Jimmy Butler is out. He has gone over his points, rebound, and assist total in 9 of his last 10 games where Jimmy Butler doesn't play. On the road, he's hit it in 5 of his last 6 games. When it comes to points, without Jimmy Butler on the floor, Bam Adebayo, his point total sit at 21.5. If I brought it down to 19.5, he's gone over 19.5 in 8 of his last 10 games without Jimmy Butler. On the road, though, not as strong. 4 of his last 6, 5 of his last 10, head-to-head. Against the Pistons, he did hit this earlier. Without Jimmy Butler, it's not as good on the road. I still think Bam Adebayo can get this. I'll take it at 18.5. Bam Adebayo over 18.5 points. How about on rebounds? Or, is it rebounds or assists? Assists is actually, he's got a great matchup there. Let's see games where he doesn't have Jimmy Butler. Bam Adebayo crushes it on assists. Bam Adebayo over 3.5 assists today is a really good play. When Jimmy Butler's not in the lineup, it's been a good play. Now, he did miss one time against the Pistons in this situation, so maybe that's a little bit cause for caution, but I like it. I'm going to put it up on the board. Bam Adebayo over 3.5 assists. I'm going to take it at 2.5 as well. I'll take that. Okay, next bet. Let's look at Cade Cunningham. How's his matchup? Not good. Anyone from the Pistons have a good matchup? Not really. How about Terry Rozier? Does he have a good matchup? He does on points. His point total set higher than I want it to be, though. Not surprising. How about when Jimmy Butler's not in the lineup? He's done okay. 6 out of 10. 15 of his last 20, he's hit this on the road. 15 of his last 20. I'd take Terry Rozier over 16.5 points. Terry Rozier over 16.5 points. Let's go to the next game. Actually, I want to look at Jaden Ivey really quick. Shooting guard. Rebounds. Jaden Ivey on rebounds has consistently been hitting 2.5. Like, consistently. At home, 9 of his last 10 games. Jaden Ivey over 2.5 rebounds. We did it the other day in the cash. Jaden Ivey over 2.5 rebounds. It's just been a good play. It's been incredibly consistent at home. Jaden Ivey over 2.5 rebounds has hit in 18 of his last 20 home games. It's a minus 220 bet. I'd take it. It's a good matchup. That's Jaden Ivey over 2.5 rebounds. That's a play that I really like. Really like. Throw it into some parlays. Fine. But I really like that one. Okay, let's go on. Looking at Nuggets, looking at Mavericks. Luka Doncic, game time decision. So, a little bit nervous about that. Not a great matchup anyways. Actually aren't a lot of great matchups for the Mavericks in this one. On the other side of things, for the Nuggets, Aaron Gordon's got a good matchup. Aaron Gordon's got a good matchup when it comes to points. 13.5 is the point total. On the road, he's hit this in just 6 of his last 10. 11 of his last 20 head-to-head against the Mavericks. He's hit this in 3 straight games against the Mavericks. I like it. I like Aaron Gordon. I'll take it at 11.5, but I think Aaron Gordon gets there. He's just been consistently kind of dominating the Dallas Mavericks. I'll take it. Aaron Gordon over 11.5 points. Good trends behind it. Let's take a quick look. By the way, Dominic, what are the Steelers missing to be a serious contender? Some more talent at the wide receiver position. Fortunately, this is a loaded wide receiver draft, so I certainly could see the Steelers going to try and draft a wide receiver. They can always use more talent on the offensive line. I think their defense is always going to need help in the secondary. But that said, I love Joey Porter Jr. I really like Minkah Fitzpatrick. I love what they have up front. So I think this is a draft in which go get some more wide receivers. Go add talent. You traded Deontay Johnson for a reason. We're going to take a quick look at Michael Porter Jr. just to make sure I'm not missing something. And I want to look at rebounds. Michael Porter Jr. for rebounds, set at 6.5, has been hitting it 7 out of his last 10. On the road, 7 of his last 10. Even better, by the way, 7 of his last 8 games he's hit this over 6.5. I take it over 5.5. Michael Porter Jr. over 5.5 rebounds. I'm putting this up on the board, everybody. That's Michael Porter Jr. over 5.5 rebounds. Okay, moving on to our next game and our next bet. It's going to be the Magic and the Raptors. Magic and the Raptors. Paolo Banchero, how's his matchup today? Phenomenal when it comes to points and really good when it comes to assists. Paolo Banchero, his point total at home has been consistently getting over 20, so if you took over 19.5 points, it's 6 out of 10. Not as good as I would have thought. Head-to-head against the Raptors, though, he has hit this in 3 straight home games against the Raptors. I will take Paolo Banchero over 19.5 points. I do like him on assist as well. His assist total hasn't been as hot, though, against the Raptors, so maybe not. Have been a pretty good trend, but nope. At home, no, it's not good enough. Avoid it, avoid it. Okay, flipping it over. See if there are any good matchups for the Raptors in this one. No, there are not. Let's stick with the Magic. Small forward, Franz Wagner on points. Nah, don't like it. Okay, next game, Celtics and Wizards. We're cruising now, everybody. Only Kyle Kuzma is available right now. So clearly we're still waiting on the sports books to offer some opportunities here. Kyle Kuzma, nah, don't want to bet on him. Is Victor Oladipo available in the... Yes, he is. Or, sorry, Victor Wembanyama. How's Victor's matchup? Not good on points, not good on rebounds. I want to take it on blocks, though. No, it's not good. I'm not taking Victor Wembanyama. This Nets game is not actually a good one to go with. Cam Thomas might be, though. Cam Thomas on points. Cam Thomas over 19.5 points. Very good trend. Cam Thomas over 19.5 points. Not as good a trend as I was hoping. Not going to take it. I'm going to avoid it. Last one is Hawks and the Clippers. Hawks and Clippers. Kawhi Leonard has a decent matchup on points and assists. Let's look at his assist total. Set at 4.5. If we took it at 3.5 at home, pretty consistent. 7 of his last 10. 14 of his last 20 against the Hawks. He's hit this in 3 straight games. That's Kawhi Leonard over 3.5 assists. Kawhi Leonard over 3.5 assists, everybody. Really quick, let's look at DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray, good on points. Good matchup when it comes to points. Tough spot, though. Not a great matchup against the Clippers. Not going to take it. Here's a recap of the player prop bets we just gave out. Grayson Allen over 9.5 points. Bradley Beal over 14.5 points. Bam Adebayo over 3.5 assists. Jaden Ivey over 2.5 rebounds. Aaron Gordon over 11.5 points. Michael Porter Jr. over 5.5 rebounds. And Kawhi Leonard over 3.5 assists. That's our show, everybody. We're going to post these picks right away. If you missed any of the picks that I give out, DM me on Instagram, Buttfumble Sports. DM me on Instagram to get every bet that I make every single day. Happy St. Patty's Day to you. Happy Bracket Day to you. DM me on Instagram if you want any of my picks. College basketball, NHL, NBA, player prop bets. DM me, Buttfumble Sports. DM me on Instagram. I'm going to post all of them right now. Catch you guys later this afternoon. Until then, goodbye, everybody.